Do you hear me? Give my creation life!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh,
take my hand.
come
on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me.
Take it. Take my hand.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rollin' round the bend.
Rob, whoa, bit close.
Don't ever do that again. That was horrible.
Get in there. Did you brush your Rob Hawk today?
Mm-mm.
Looks
Never
like
brush it.
I never do my hair either. It annoys Mel.
Dude, you've got to get a new hat. Dude, I love Antoine to death. He's fantastic. But you can't wear his fucking hat every day for like 3 years.
You don't know me, Rob.
Mel, sort
I can
this
wear
out.
hats for like decades.
Mate, Mel, can you
I
go
want to get a
throw a
get a
hat in
season
there?
now one.
Can you just go throw a hat in the room? Oh, thank you. You know how they say,
about that?
Mike, you know how they say, be careful
an
what
angle?
you wish for?
How about that?
You know how they say, be careful what you wish for?
I like my Antoine hat. Screw you, I'm wearing Antoine. I'm wearing
I tried.
Antoine today. How's things?
Good. You?
Glove on. Busy, always busy. Doing things. There's a lot of things need doing. My mailing list is picking up again after I announced that giveaway, and now we're over 600.
What giveaway?
Things are going well. All right, let's say hello to everyone in the chat.
What giveaway?
The giveaway.
What giveaway?
All right, one sec. Here we go. Where the hell is it?
Dead giveaway. Has
This
Rob
giveaway right here.
been hibernating for a week?
Sign up for your
Ooh.
chance to win. Well, it's actually one of 5. So I'm raffling off 5 copies, but only 10 of these things will be printed ever. So they'll be super exclusive, and you don't have to even back to be in the running. You just sign up, and yeah, I will. I'll raffle it off on launch day.
Is this?
And only. Sorry, what is he saying?
Is this one of those like circumstances where you raffle them off, but somehow manage to win all 10 copies yourself?
No, that's not people. And some people have said they don't want it. They don't like this cover. They don't like
Really?
the other cover either. Yeah, they're like, how do I? Jim Cox and Eric the Guapo. They're like, how do I opt out of this?
Damn.
And
that's
I said, like,
savage.
well, don't worry about it. There's others in there who I'm sure will appreciate it. Although I don't know how I'm going to let people know that they won other than just sending them an email. I won't be able to let people on the chat, on the stream know, because I'm not going to dox their email. So hopefully I just recognize who they are and I'll be able to shout them out. Camel, how you going?
Good morning.
Just woke up. This is
very early here.
I know. You're usually up and about at this hour.
I had a long weekend, so I'm very tired. I had to build all these
good
cases from IKEA. And, I'm going to go plant shopping.
You finally got out of your wheelchair and it took it out of you?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah. But I'm here now.
Well, I'm gonna say hello to people in the chat, and then we're gonna jump right into
Oh, we're live.
Doing some
Oh,
drawing, I
hi.
guess. Yeah, we're live.
Oh.
This is the real deal.
Good thing I came with my shirt on.
You get no. Lucky you're zipped up. We got Raiden Radio in the house. SDA's here. Arthurline. Eric Grant says, "Nice thumbnail, Bancroft." Bandboffed. Oh, I thought it was a compliment. I didn't realize he'd called me Bandboffed. He was the one who made that thumbnail. Thank you very much, Eric. We got Woodrow here. Nicholas Gear, Gelth Walker. Did I say SDA? I'll say it again.
Yes.
Eric. Skip, how did your show go tonight? I didn't catch it, but I hope it went well. He's starting a new show with Blue and Bandito over there on his channel. How's your father's here? James Hayes. Mo Biggs. Hail Mo Biggs. Who else is here? Scrolling down.
Mo's going to be a happy man soon.
Oh, the ARO.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a happy man.
Still a very popular character in the old CG Twitter sphere. Mine, not so much. Alwyn, not so much. But,
yeah, it's more like all lose.
Yeah. Voyager's here. Mel's here. She's yelling at me because I'm late. Stephen Rockwood. It was my fault. Yeah, it was my fault. But that's okay. Well, Chief Justice Optimus, a stream at 3 a.m. Eastern. Well, it's 5 p.m. here. This used to be our slot, Optimus, but now it seems like this is the most popular time in Comicsgate to stream. But
whenever we stream, turns out to be the most popular.
I know. That's true.
It's like the meme in the Avengers. Like, what are they? When can we stream? That's my secret. I'm always streaming.
It's so true. Gary G. Hey, John. Who else? Dear Man. Timothy's here. Eric's here. Newly minted wrench. I threw a wrench at him, and he caught it with his head. And the rest was history. Who else is here? Tungsten. Great to see Tungsten. And
is it, Mike? I'm
there's
not
actually a lot of people here.
Dude, I'm not feeling your enthusiasm one little bit. You're like, good to see you, Tungsten.
Well, I have been up working since 6 o'clock. All right. It's usually I stream during the middle of my day. Maybe I'm a little bit more enthusiastic, but that's just Camel rubbing off on me. That's how he says it. He actually he doesn't have lack of enthusiasm. He has disdain. It's like, who the hell is this guy?
I don't know.
He's enthusiastic during his streams.
I'm also awake during my streams.
Sumo Thori for 5. That would be super nice win for someone who gets gate kept all the time. I'm speaking of Mo Biggs, of course. Well, Mo will be in the running, I'm sure. Thank you for the super chat there, Sumo. All right. Are you gonna be drawing tonight, Camel? You gonna be drawing along?
Yeah, I'm inking. I have 10 pages.
I'm inking too. I'm doing I did your method. I had a
backwards.
Yes, well, sort of. I had I have a panel. It's a top-down panel of all these guys training some kind of martial arts, and let me just show it rather than yapping about it. Let me just bring it up. So rather than what I would normally do is just kind of draw and render at the same time as I go. But I thought I'm going to try what Camel does, and just so you can see if I zoom in, they're just the lines. Like it's almost like a second sketch on top of the sketch.
Yeah.
I'll turn the sketch off. So now I think I'm just going to render these.
I feel like we're going to be looking at Camel's screen a lot tonight.
Why? I'm just going to render these out, like with shadows and stuff.
Trying to subtly say I don't like these, Mike. Trying to be subtle about it.
Jesus. All right.
Hi.
What's going on, Camel?
I don't know, man. It's just the world's crumbling.
Is it?
Can't even anymore.
Oh,
we did this bit, this thing with Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's hilarious. So I posted it. First of all, for all of you people out there, never post anything on a Sunday morning. You might as well just throw it in the toilet. It's a waste of time. So it got like 25 views in 4 hours. It's like, okay, we got to take this down. I'll post it some other time. It's fine. It's not a big deal. So then I posted it tonight, after Ethan's show, and it's doing great. And then John starts streaming, and then it just dies. It just dies right there. So I think I'm going to just stop posting clips because it seems as though the audience is always about exactly the same as whoever is streaming. So it's kind of just a waste of my time to edit it at that point. And,
I mean, I like your thought process. If it doesn't work, just give up.
No, that's not my thought process. My thought process is if it doesn't work, try it again. And if it doesn't work when you try it again, then give up because you're spinning your wheels. So I think I might just have to give up on the cut downs. I wonder too.
It was hilarious though.
Well, we'll tell everyone.
And I liked your editing on it as well.
Thank you. So did I.
It took
many hours. But it's
yeah,
just, if it's...
You can't be spending all that time and there's just, no one's watching it.
Yeah. And you get it because you know what it takes to edit this stuff. And it really, you try to make it presentable. And if no one's going to watch it, or a lot of people have seen it, then it's like, well, all right. Well, if you've already seen it, So that's what happened with the Dramatize Me stuff. I mean, it was just got to the point where it was like everyone had seen it who was interested in it. So, the idea of doing an uploaded cut down became kind of a waste of time, which is a shame.
Dude, Mo says, try it once. If it doesn't work, try again and then give up. With that attitude, Rob would have never found his way back home that time he got on the wrong train because he can't read. I did get on the wrong train once.
Oh, me too.
Mate,
I was terrified.
So scared. It was one of those trains not taking passengers. So they weren't opening the doors. You couldn't fucking get off. Yeah. I had to go from Greensboro to Montmorency, which is like one station. So I'm like, saw the train there, ran for it, jumped on board. Then I saw trains not taking passengers. They closed the door. And I ended up about 20 stops closer to the city than where I was. It was crazy.
I grew up in leafy, quiet, very middle-class Forest Hill. It's just the most normal suburban area you could possibly imagine. And for whatever reason, I was by myself in the city. I got on the train. I was probably 14 years old, and I ended up going north. And I'd never done that before. And up north, it's very poor. It's like Justin Bieber getting stuck in the hood.
That must have been a culture shock for you, Mike.
I ended up in St. Albans. And I had to get off the train because I was like, is this going to go back around? And I realized at some point it's not. And I got off at St. Albans and it was just industrial, but not new industrial. Old industrial. The stuff had been there for 150 years and everything was concrete, but it was all broken. It looked like communist Russia. Yes. So here's me coming from this leafy suburb, 14 years old, and I'm just out here and there's there's kids hanging around they're in gangs and stuff. Oh man, I was terrified. And of course in Melbourne in the 90s, you get a train every 45 minutes to an hour.
Did you die?
I lived to tell another tale. I was out actually buying comic books. I went to Minotaur in the city getting comics. I thought someone was going to steal my Spidey comics.
Mate, haven't you said on multiple occasions that you had comic book stores close to you?
Yeah, but Minotaur was the big one. And Minotaur was the first one.
I feel like I'm hearing lies.
I don't need to lie, Rob. It was the first one that I ever went to, and it had all this cool stuff. I could have gone to Comics R Us in Ringwood. I could have gone to Comics R Us in what's that other place? Anyway, no one knows. Anyway, so we had lots of comic book stores.
Keep throwing your privilege down upon me.
Yeah, having comic book stores. A major metropolitan city. There's probably about 10 comic book stores in Melbourne when I was younger.
Lies. Crackett says, I know the feeling, Camel. Monday's getting very crowded. I'm thinking about moving my Monday show to a different day.
Yeah, I hear what everyone's saying too. It's like, oh, don't give up. Guys, I've been doing the YouTube thing for like since 05. You know, like I can tell you when it works and when it doesn't work. And it's just like, you know, it is a waste of time to continue. I mean, it really is just spinning your wheels. It's what's that like definition of insanity? Like to do the same thing over and over, expect a different result. And it's like, it's stupid. It's stupid. And there's really, you know, if I'm too small for the algorithm to hit me, really. So that means that I'm really just hoping and praying that one day it could. And not for nothing, I don't have the time for that. And that's actually why we started charging for the channel. You know, it's because it's like if this is a money-making channel, I can't just keep giving away the content. It's just unfortunately takes too much time to create it. So yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day, Camel, and like if you're only doing 1 or 2 shows a week, right? And you're putting in lots of effort into those shows, and that just so happens that someone streams against you that's really popular. Like that actually that hurts because you're only doing the 2 shows. But like you take Mike, for example, who's doing multiple shows a week. It's not as bad if someone streams over him because the next day he's back to normal.
Yeah, for me it's like, oh well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, but
sure,
for like Camel, and you know, I only do one as well, but you know, I don't put as much effort into it as Camel does. But like, yeah, that can be really painful. So
yeah, and not like, you know, like you learn to like let the ego go, but really it's like it's a time management thing. And at the end of the day, it's just like, look, we gotta like cut our losses. And so it's like people like the show, cool. I mean, first I just tried to get rid of the quiz and people didn't like that. So it's like, all right, I gotta just charge for the show now. That's just kind of what it is. It sucks. But you know what? Like we have the audience. I still get comments every day like, oh, don't do that. don't member gate it. And it's like, guys, like this is not, you know, we're not sitting here smoking cigars with our feet up counting $100 bills here. It's I wish we were. Yeah, Bancroft is.
One day.
But
yeah, I might.
But yeah, but you know what? I mean, that aspect has worked. We're at 70 subs now, or members now. So we are getting people that are becoming members, you know, to watch the show. And so that's great. And, you know, maybe when we start doing more campaign-based stuff, like I'll leave those streams up for as long as they need to be up so people can catch them. But, you know, like leaving Camel Nights up for everyone to watch if I'm campaigning doesn't really amount to anything because I'm not pitching anything on that show anyway. So.
Look, it's a good thing. Like when I started, I was like, what am I going to do on my YouTube? I know I'll do fan art. I'll put up fan art. I'll make fan art and then I'll put up a video of it time lapse. You know, that's a great idea, isn't it? That'll grow my channel. I remember spending, I tried to start out really quickly. The first one I did, it was, you know, an hour. By the end, I was spending 6 hours on these things and I'd put it up and get 27 views. Well, yeah. I guess that's it. That's the end of that. You got to try what works. And if it doesn't work, you try something new.
Mo says it used to be that Bancroft had to only read 2 comic books in his life. Now young Bancroft risked his life over a trip to a comic shop.
I never said I only read 2 comics in my life. I got hundreds of comics. Still have them. I'll never get rid of them.
Hundreds of unread comics.
Just not the ones that other people like. I don't know. I mean, they like Spider-Man, surely.
Mo says, Camel Show is such a money pit, he couldn't afford to get ROB, the robot, for his video game streams and had to settle for Rob Arnold.
Well, yeah. It was.
Mo, I was like 6th choice.
Yeah, I must have added Elon like 5 times. This dude never returned my calls.
Yeah, he never got back to us. What a prick.
I don't know what's up his ass, but
I'm
saving the world.
Jesus.
All right.
I'm trying to get to
Save my
Mars.
show. Save my channel, yo.
Are you getting any more subs though since you member gated, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, we
that
get
cool
almost
thing?
1 or 2 a day now at this point, so
Oh, good.
it's great, and then hopefully we'll get to a couple hundred at some point. And I look, I like doing Camel Nights. I'm not going to stop doing it. I mean, as long as everyone wants to be there, and we still get, we get on average now between 200 and 300 people an episode. We were getting that when John was there. So it's, the highest we ever got was 400. And that was when, I think it was when Ethan was on the show. So it's like
You
our
had
numbers
400 in
are
there.
fine.
I did not remember that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
neither did I. I was looking at the numbers the other day. So, it's considering that it's just me and you and Sheila and Chokout, and there's not like the major CG guys in there. I'm very happy with how well the show does.
Like me.
And yeah, like you said, take the ego out of it. If it doesn't happen every single time, and it doesn't it's different people that stream over each other, but it does seem pretty random. And some people are starting to do more common things. Like it looks like John now, I think this is the 3rd or 4th week he's done After Kangs. So maybe this will be a regular show for John. But either way, someone pointed out, from a viewer's perspective, the more what's more on offer, it can be a really good thing because everyone has a different kind of show, different flavor. Maybe someone's drawing, maybe someone's, people just getting wild and drunk. Maybe someone's doing a promotional show, whatever it is. You have options. So it can be annoying as the person who's doing it in terms of, you're not going to get as high numbers as you did previously, but it could actually be better for the audience and, ultimately help this thing grow. I don't know. That's the way I look at it anyway.
I mean, that's optimistic. let me shit on your parade here for a sec. No, I hear what you're saying. I think that would be a truer statement if you had more high-end CG guys competing directly against themselves, where that's not really the case in my estimation. It seems more like they're going on each other's shows and then doing a show right after, and then a show right
happened
after.
last week. It happened just the other day. I think John was streaming and Ethan fired up a draw stream or something. Or something like that. I don't know. So it did happen, yeah. And it was exactly the same. It's always when you stream against Ethan, that's where you get the biggest hit to your numbers. Yeah. Always. Yeah. And and John is no exception. Ethan is still very much the alpha. Yeah, the big fish in this pond.
Tomb says, just my opinions of the obnoxious drunk streams. He was saying something about it before. I'll have to go back.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like sometimes, well, even if you like them, and I do sometimes, but sometimes you're just not in the mood. So if you're not in the mood, then I think it's good to have a alternative. That's really all I'm saying.
For me personally, I always like the streams where the people read chat because I like to feel involved. I like to feel like I've got some friends. Tomb says he looked up St. Albans, Melbourne, see the horrors Michael was faced with.
Well, look, it's just back in the mid-90s, all right? And I'd never seen a place like that before. We're talking like ghetto Melbourne, not like ghetto Detroit or Baltimore or anything like that.
Mo says the golden format was Cecil being drunk and everyone else being sober and annoyed with him. D-Man says I left John's drunken mess stream for a bit of chill here. Cool, dude. All right, can I share this, Mike? I'm going to anyway. So people have nominated. I'm doing the CG deathmatch for people in chat. It's just a bit of fun. You nominate which character you like the most, and then it's like a round robin knockout competition type thing. Just a little bit of fun. Anyway, someone nominated Mo Biggs ARO.
Mo Biggs.
And have a look at this. This is an absolute group of death. So you've got ARO, 10 from Perfect 10, Gemshock from Gemshock, and then Phantom Mass from Nosfero. And that's the voting right there. Mo Biggs, ARO, 34%.
Didn't Roach Balls get 50% in the other group?
Well, there's two going at the same time. So if you haven't
I
voted,
think Roach Balls could
if you haven't
be the
voted
hot
for
favorite
this,
at the moment.
I'll put it in chat in a minute. So go vote for whichever one you like here. And also, importantly, we've done round 3, which has Vanessa from Joe M. Sontag. It has Sully from Roach Balls. It has Alwyn from Painted Death and
Alwyn.
Alwyn. And this is the results. How do you feel about that, Mike?
Well, as I said to you, Alwyn prefers to exist in the shadows. He's very much hiding in plain sight. So, that's where he prefers to be, actually. So it's all good.
55% from Roach Balls.
He's a very popular character at the moment.
You
And he's a great character.
Spanked. You were getting spanked.
It's not me. What are you talking about, me? It's got nothing to do with me.
Oh, yeah. This is all about you. You're losing.
It's not me up there, Rob.
What kind of isn't it?
I didn't even come to think of it. I didn't even nominate this character, like my entry into this thing. You just said, "Hey, send me your guide." I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
I didn't enter last time for this exact reason. Popularity contest.
How are your sign-ups going?
Life is a popularity contest.
I told you at the start of the stream, Rob. You don't listen to me. This is what Mel says to me.
What? I don't listen to you?
Yeah. No. She says I don't listen to her.
All right.
You listen. I just don't remember. I think I'm at 610 or something.
Everyone, Mo. Everyone.
Yeah, people love ARO. I mean,
I think he's got a chance to go all the way and win the whole thing. So we'll have to see.
All the way with Stephanie K.
Skip says, "Is Bancroft someone making Bancroft promote his characters again?" We're trying. He's not doing a very good job of it.
They're mysterious. I want to show them in the book on the page, not just on Twitter. Yeah. And most of them just dress like normal people because, they're trying to stay low key. They're trying to not be, what's the word? Ostentatious? That's a word, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that's what you want, though.
Again, trying to put the little person down, make it too hard for them to understand what you're trying to say. These big words. It's just ignoring it. John has a question for you, mate. He goes, "Do you ever take it personal with your art? Did you ever?"
Never. No. No, because you start off, the way I started in art was tracing vaguely Spider-Man, when I was 11. And, it's not even your art. And then you just sort of gradually pick things up and, you learn the techniques and everything. And then I was getting into competitions, and you're at school. And when you're at school, your lecturer, your teacher, he'll just take the red pen to everything you put forward. And, tell you how horrible everything is. So you got to have a thick skin. No, if someone doesn't like something I made, if someone doesn't like something I made, I just like, oh well, I like it. Maybe you'll like the next thing I make.
That's nice.
I just tell them to get fucked.
Didn't you say you're coloring this first? Wasn't that the plan? And then you're gonna do
No, I said I've done these are like just like focusing on the gestures first, just getting the gestures down. And now I'm kind of just add a little bit of depth with some shadows. That's all. Actually, now I think about it, this guy I think a bit more.
So what's going on here, mate? Like, is this a double page? Is it a single page? Like, what's
happening? I work in panels.
Okay,
so
so
these are panel. It's on a page of horizontal panels, and what's happening is the camera is zooming down from on top of a building down through the layers, through the levels. So this is what's happening on one of the floors, and it's a dojo, I guess, and it's just people training in the dojo, and then it goes underneath that, and so on and so forth.
But how big is this? Like,
it's not very big. I mean, that's why
ants.
It's pretty. Well, I mean, there's lots of people. But it's that's why it's not that detailed. You can see like it's pretty, got to keep it pretty simple in terms of how much detail I put on this.
Dave says, "Do you use references for your poses, Mike?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, like fight poses. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how people stand when they friggin' fight.
Is that a one-page or two-page panel?
It's one page. So these guys will be quite small. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say how big it is. Okay.
I'm really curious to see how that looks like actually on the page.
I don't understand what's so difficult about it. It's a panel.
Yeah, but the sizing. I mean, it's hard to envision how that looks on a page. Like, so I'm imagining it's going to be like a tiny little panel at the top or wherever it is located on the page.
Well, it's gonna stretch across the entire page. It goes full bleed across the entire page. It's one of 5 panels on the page.
James says, it's the way the panel stretches with so much room for detail. And what's going to be in the negative space?
Just floor. So I've started on a floor, and I'm going to try a shading technique for their shadows that I haven't done before. So, hopefully it'll look okay.
Camel, are you drinking alcohol? Did you just wake up and start drinking alcohol? Was that what was in that bottle?
It's what they call coping, Rob. Okay.
All right.
That's how I deal. Don't judge me. You don't know.
You don't know what kind of life Camel has.
You'll never know what it's like to be at 2,900 subs for 10 years straight. Cry yourself.
Rob will never know what it's like to be at 2,900 subs.
Oh yeah,
that's
Oh, all right. So what's this guy doing? He's doing some sort of
Taekwondo. Don't you know anything?
I don't know. They're friggin' kicking each other. Like you said, they're going to be quite small. This guy's punched. This guy's dodged. Don't judge me on my martial arts, all right? I know jiu-jitsu.
Do you though?
No, I don't. No, I don't do. I know of
Hmm.
jiu-jitsu. I know like. the moves. I don't do
That's
it.
all we're going on, man. I know everything. I know kung fu. I know karate.
Oh yeah. No, well, no, I
Yeah.
don't. I don't know any of the kicks. I don't know the punches. I know nothing of that stuff. So
I wish I knew more.
No women in this Bancroft. I noticed. What does that
there
say?
is a woman. This is the group that's hunting Ella in
Oh,
Painted Death.
see, it just got
So-
more interesting.
Did it?
Yeah.
So there is a woman. We will meet her. She's an actual character in this group, and yeah, she's pretty deadly. But she's not here because, well, you'll see in the story she's elsewhere at this moment.
What do you think of my new segment idea, Mike?
It's actually, when you first said it, I was like, oh, okay. But the ones you were saying were pretty funny. Actually, I doubt that you found them.
Oh, you doubt that I made them up? Yes, of course.
The
I mean,
idea
I
was so
did
good.
find them.
It couldn't come from Rob.
Exactly. It's the story of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the idea? Are you gonna tell us the idea, or are we just gonna sit here? And...
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate for Mike's channel or not.
Oh, I see. Is it appropriate for my channel?
What time is it?
Oh, it's
like-
definitely appropriate for your channel, Camel. I can see you
yeah,
taking this idea, stealing it.
It's right up your
and
alley.
Running
Hey, that's
with
why
it.
Rob doesn't want to say it, because he's worried you're going to steal it.
Oh no, I'm totally used to everyone stealing my ideas now. It doesn't matter.
Well,
I've
tell
already
it to
told
me.
you
I'll
about.
tell you if it's worth stealing.
So it's adult movie porn parody titles, right? So you think of movies, but make them sound X-rated. So I'll give you some examples. Do you want to say something, Mike?
Yeah, I just want to say I don't know how you'd make it into a segment. That's my criticism.
You
of it
can't.
at the
It's
moment.
a conversation at a bar that lasts way too long.
That's what I was thinking. Anyway, give us the examples.
In Diana Jones.
That's not yours.
None of these are mine, Camel. That was the first thing we established. None of these are mine.
Another thing you could do is just read out jokes of other comedians, I suppose.
That's how Amy Schumer got popular. Where are some of the other ones? Schindler's Fist. Schindler's Fist, Camel.
And I got it.
No.
I think I've decided this is not it. I'm not for this one.
It's not for you.
It's
You're
a
going
little
to pass
base.
on this idea.
It's a little simple, It's not particularly clever. It was clever in the 90s when they started doing it, but now it's been 30 years. It's like, well, yeah, I know all about Saving Ryan's Privates. It's like what King Dong, whatever.
Have you got Saving Ryan's Privates on there, Rob?
No, I don't think so. There was some really good ones.
Or Shaving Ryan's Privates, says Moby.
That's even better. Yeah.
Ho Country for Old Men. Come on.
No, they're funny. They're funny things, but it's like, how do you make a show segment out of this?
Fantastic Breasts and Where to Find Them.
I did like that one. I like that one.
Uh-huh.
Man, if I'm not making Camel laugh, he laughs at everything.
Yeah.
No,
it's
Rob
true.
thought he was
You know what
like,
you need to do? This is how you make a
in.
game out of it. I'll tell you how. You have like 2 or 3 of them. It's almost like Family Feud, and then you play between 2 people, and one of you has to guess whether or not the one you just said is made up or it's a real porn.
oh yeah. I like that. Eric Grant says he hates you.
Well, it's
So
just Tuesday,
when
isn't it?
we do it on my show next week, that's
Mhm.
that's how we'll do it.
Oh, of course.
I'll make sure that Rob's not there, but I'll list a bunch of porns, and Sheila, Chokeout, and Bancroft will have to decide whether or not it's real or not.
Skip says 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, wait, that one's real. Crazy Mad says Comics Mate already does porn parodies. Ray says Womb Raider was a real parody as well. That's LOL. That's what my dad does. He reads out jokes he found on the internet, whether we've asked him to or not. Mo says shaving Ryan's privates. E.T. the extra testicle. That's pretty good. Come on.
I think they're all fine. Dad jokes.
Damn it, Mo.
They're all. But how do you make a show out of it?
It's a good one. Who's eating Gilbert's gape?
That one's just gross. It reminds me of the.
Don't be gross, Rob.
Friggin...
Come on now, bro.
The devil wears nada.
That one's lame.
Mo says this. I don't know if I want to read this one out. I mean, I'll leave that up to you, Bancroft.
Rob Arnold in Riding the Bang Bus with my sister. With his sister, what is it? Sister cousin? I don't know. Sister wife? What do they say?
Steven says there's definitely one person laughing at Rob's jokes. Rob. Yeah, well,
yeah,
someone has to.
Yeah.
Rob thought he had a real winner here.
I liked it. It was funny.
My wife bought
Viewers
me.
went up.
What?
The viewers went up. So
Oh, okay.
clear.
Did someone stop streaming?
Probably.
Go watch my show. Please. Could do it.
I've had crazy impressions on my channel, Camel.
Great.
Are you happy?
No. It's
You happy for
impossible
me?
for me to be happy for other people.
No,
Mike
because
is-
then I always say, go hang out on Camel Nights later when I do
Oh,
my
thank
show.
you.
So
No, I
what's good
don't
for me
think
is
it's
good for you.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just YouTube being dick sacks. I don't know at this point. I'm like losing interest by the day to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's just aggravating. It's not a good spot to be in.
Chin up, Camel.
Mo Biggs. Imagine if Rob tried to make them up instead of just reading ones that other people came up with. What about Camel's Moon?
See, that's funny. That's funny.
So you're saying that's the key step I'm missing, the being funny part.
Being genuinely witty.
Well,
That's
I'm gonna try.
the sort of missing element in
I
this.
know Mo Biggs. I mean, Mo Biggs should stream. He'd
Clearly.
be really funny.
No, he's said it many times. He's in the chat. Although I think he has been on stream before.
What is Mo short for? Mosif? Mosifine?
Sure.
Yeah.
What a mooner, Rob. So, anything interesting happened this week on anyone else's stream?
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so, Camel?
Is that
Camel,
rhetorical?
you miss out on so much.
Yeah, I do,
Camel misses
actually.
out on more than I do.
I just,
he's
you know,
working on
it's
something.
such an effort. You know, to like, it's like I have so many things to do. Besides, I don't need to keep up. Mike, you tell me what's happening. So I'm like, well,
Yeah, I did. I went in last night into the house, and after we'd had dinner with the kids, and we usually do like a little quiz or something with the kids, just have
Like
some
what?
fun over dinner. Oh, whatever, geography or something. I don't know. But after that was finished, I turned to Mel and I was like, "You won't believe what went down on B Rose's channel today." And we went into it. I ended up showing it to her as well, and yeah, she couldn't believe it either.
what
A
happened?
guy came on Camel, and
There we go.
what?
You can't tell people what happened.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
tell me what happened.
he was there for 2.5 hours, just mucking it up, doing a normal B Rose show. They were doing an EFAP, and he didn't realize he'd just the day before blocked the guy he was placed next to on the stream.
That sounds like something I would do.
Well, no, what had happened is the guy had he was going to appear on this guy's show, Raging Rainbow. He was going to appear on Raging Rainbow's show, and it didn't work for whatever reason. Didn't happen. I think he was on another show, and he's like, "Oh, can we reschedule?" And the guy got really butthurt about it, and they did it back and forth. And he was like, "You wasted my time. You disrespected me." And the guy's like, "Well, if you're going to be a prick about it, then yeah, I'm glad I didn't bring you on my show." And he blocked him. And then they were on B Rose's channel together, and he's like, "Oh, you're that guy," and he just said, "All right, bye," and left in the middle of the show. Bit of high drama.
Oh, that's lame. Come on, stick it out, bro.
Not good enough. Yeah.
Say something.
Dude, wasn't there like way more to it than that though? About books and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the reason why they were talking about it in the first place is the guy had sent out books in just an envelope with no bag. I don't know if there was a board. It definitely wasn't a Gemini mailer. And then he'd people had asked for a replacement. He'd ended up blocking them or something.
I can see Camel doing that, honestly.
I'm gonna send mine
your
out.
boy Zach did that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send mine out in a bag, like a plastic bag from the grocery store. Just tape it up. There you go.
Mike,
Yeah,
why is this
protect you
guy's
from the rain.
fist off the page? You've been called out from chat.
It's balanced. This guy's arm is off the chat too. Is off the panel too. It's implying that there's more happening outside the camera.
Are these the same guys or are these different guys?
They're different guys, but like this guy's black. Anyone I'm keeping bald, I'm like, they're just probably going to be black. That's how I do it. I know they're different guys, but they're all pretty similar.
Yeah, like all of them are bald.
In terms of they're what?
They're all bald.
No, I've been giving them hair. Like this guy's got hair because hair's harder. Hair takes me longer. This guy's got hair. This guy's got hair. This guy's got hair. Okay, we've got two baldies here. Okay, maybe another baldy. That's all right. Both these guys have hair. When you're drawing a panel with multiple people in it, I don't know, you tend to streamline things a little bit. I got a nightclub scene I have to draw. It's going to be a friggin' nightmare. People everywhere.
Mo says, weren't Wenger's books in sandwich bags for freshness?
Oh yeah,
The
Wenger did that
Ziploc
first.
bag. The Ziploc bag was a good thing. Like that ended up being a boon for him, I think. I don't know if he saw it that way, but it became a meme. But yeah, the photos that people were sharing that this guy had sent out, yeah, it wasn't good. When in that situation, you definitely have to resend a replacement, even if the person's being a prick. You got to send a replacement. That's the way I see it anyway. Camel probably disagrees. Camel's like, fuck him.
You're lucky I sent it to begin with.
I know. He has a different
I'm gonna call you on the phone. I'm just gonna tell you about the comic. Yeah, it's great. You're gonna love it. It's your favorite.
Everyone misses.
Why doesn't Wenger come back? Why doesn't he come back?
Doesn't want to, I guess. I mean, he's around on Twitter.
Is he?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but it's always political stuff, like Trump stuff. That's what I've seen. Maybe he's just focused on something else.
Yeah, John says, Mo, what was your musical question? I couldn't see it, Mo. I don't know which one it was. I don't know. You've got to be nearly finished, Camel. With how
I'll nearly start doing the so the inks are about. So this is what it was without the inks. This is what it is with the inks. And then I'll put some like what do you call it? Some zip, some halftone in there, to gray up some areas, and then it'll be done.
Where's my character?
It's on the next page.
A little at the end.
Did you buy it, Rob? Did you buy the book?
Where's Mike's character, Camel?
It's next issue.
Deflection.
Yeah. I'll take that as a no.
Who's that guy? Who's that orangutan guy?
Kelsey? Have you ever seen the cartoon?
No, don't ask.
Oh my god!
Even if he had, he wouldn't remember it.
That's you. That's you, Rob. This is you. Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, this is you. Here's your hair. Oh, that's like a spitting image right now. Actually,
it's fantastic. I love the likeness, Camel. So impressive.
Yeah. I'm impressed too.
Hargrave says, I used to send super chats saying say life is like a box of chocolates. Yeah.
I used to love that show. He was the first guy who kind of came up and built a very decent channel out of nothing. And he'd get 90 people in his streams, which is really meant something at the time. No one else who wasn't sort of big and famous was getting 90 people in their stream. Now it seems like everyone's got 1,000 subs and doing really well. I think Luke, the Death Metal Hero, is about to get 1,000 subs or just got it. Lots of people are breaching that milestone.
1,000's easy though. Anybody can get that.
I can't.
You say, what about 3,000?
That's impossible. I think you're paying for subs. That's what I think.
If that worked, I might.
Yeah, we got a new sub. We got like 10 new subs last week. I lost them all today.
Really?
Just they go. Yeah, they they vanish.
Where did they go?
That's what I'm saying. There's it's something really messed up. I have people tell me and screenshot that hey, look, I'm a member. And suddenly, I don't know.
What, unsubbed?
Mm-hmm.
B-Rose is going really well lately, Bancroft. He's getting more viewers than ever. And
because he's listening to Mo.
Mm.
You listen to Mo, and your view count will rise. If you just sort of sit around and be disgusting on stream, eating chicken burgers, and you'll get 10 people watching, pity watching. But no, B-Rose had a great show the other day. It was really fun. Even he got serious there when he was calling out the fudge, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean,
don't like to get too serious.
Hats off to him for actually doing it.
Yeah, it takes because they'd been sitting there that whole time, mucking it up. It was a bit weird when the guy started twerking, but weird stuff happens on streams.
I didn't see that bit, thank God.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. It was one of those things I was like, I decided I wasn't going to watch, but then when it started, I couldn't turn away. And I found myself, luckily it only lasted a few seconds. But like Mo will say, promises kept. He'll be rewarded. Mo even said he was hesitant to say he was proud of B-Rose, but he was proud adjacent. So
Dave says, hey, nothing wrong with 10 people watching. That's how many my streams get. It's awesome, dude. Doesn't matter how many it is.
It depends on how long you've been doing it and what your goals are, and
Sorry, Dave.
how seriously you take it.
I was trying to encourage you, but Bancroft just destroyed you.
Look, everyone starts somewhere. So, I think B-Rose, for the amount of subs he's got and the growth in his channel, I think he should be getting more, is what I'm saying. And the other day's stream was a good thing. Give him a little taste of success.
Lombasi says, I got over 6K subs from some bad fan animations I did some songs years ago. Haha. YouTube is good if you can make a single standout video. Some animators got more subs than Ethan from one vid.
Yeah, I mean, subs is one thing, engagement is another. Subs are good for that view count, and obviously for for that clout, I suppose. But I think if it's in this space, if you're trying to sell a comic, engagement is king. That's why Camel, I'm not actually like that worried or concerned. I know it's frustrating, but your engagement is through the roof compared to the size of your channel, and that's what actually matters.
No, I know, and I have to tell this to people who are telling me, like, because I get a lot of comments. They're like, if you left the stream up, you'd get 2 or 3 times the views over the week, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but it really doesn't mean anything. It's just like, the money is made, and we're not bringing in new subs or anything with that. So it's real. That's why I tell people to comment. Although now that it's price or member gated, you can't really comment on it anymore, but. People are still in the show, and they're still commenting during the show, so that's good. In the chat, rather.
Crackhead is also doing a great job. Like he's gone from not streaming much at all to streaming a lot of the time, and he's getting anywhere up to like 100 viewers, depending on which show it is and what day. But I mean, that's very impressive.
Puts on a good show. It's look, it's really encouraging actually that those of us who are doing more CG related content are able to get and maintain a pretty decent crowd, because it has to be one of the harder ways to grow and do a channel. This is the niche topic. So it is encouraging to see that the people who are doing it right, who are doing it well and consistently, are growing. Or they're, at least in Camel's instance, if they're not getting throttled, they're getting lots of engagement. We were up against ballers, weren't we, last week? Something. Was it Ether? Who were we up against? We were up against on Camel
last
Night.
week.
We were up...
we were up against Shane and Malin. Were going. going, but then also Ethan and Tug were going at the same time. So it was, but we still
we
ended
had
up.
200 people watching.
We had we ended up with 230 for the night, like for concurrent. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I mean, that's great. That's actually like that used to not happen before, is what I'm saying. So,
Vasson says,
I think it means that it's growing.
Can't wait for Puzzlegate Phase 2. Got to get that 1,000 piece puzzle and be the first one to finish it. Are you doing puzzles again, Mike?
Of course.
Are you going to do some big boys?
Yeah, I've got a few. Yeah. I've got a few candidates lined up. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, what makes a nice print might not necessarily be a good cover, a good puzzle. The thing that made that puzzle work was that the buildings were, even though it was sort of all washed in the yellow light, the buildings were all different colors. So it made a pretty good puzzle. So, you know, I'll have to wait and see until things are colored. But absolutely, you know, I mean, it's the puzzle book. I've got to make a puzzle.
Are you going to make an NES game?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't think I'll do that. That's
Why not?
That's a bit beyond my scope.
Are you going to make an NES game?
Of course.
Is it going to be
Making
good?
it now.
Is it going to be good?
It'll be great. It's already good. We got to play on the video game show the game that I made years ago. It's called Platooth, and you play as a tooth fairy during the Vietnam War.
Oh my god!
Rob's going to love that.
That could be all right.
Maybe, you know what? We should do that. We should do maybe after Narc, maybe the week after.
I was checking out. I have never played Narc, and I'm not going to play it in spirit of being terrible. I'm not going to play it before the show
because you think that's going to make any sort of difference.
It could help, maybe a little.
I don't know, but it's going to definitely make it more interesting, I think. I can't remember what I was going to say.
Eric says, do you plan on doing a rerun of the first puzzle for the second campaign? I missed the first one.
I can do that if you want that. I mean, they're super. I make no money off these things. It's just for the fun and frivolity of the puzzles. So I just put them up. They're sort of in-demand pieces. You know, they're printed on demand. They go out straight away. If you want it, I can just put it up there. I mean, I can, you know, if you want to send me the cash, I can make it right now for you. It's not a big deal. Or you can wait for the thing.
Sumo Thori says, that sounds so fake, Camel. No, it's real. It's a movie, and it's a video game. Go Google it. You'll find it. At least you'll find the movie.
Lombrasi says, what would be your advice for a CG creator wanting to build a channel but doesn't follow the comics industry, which is most common folk talk topic, just interested in creating art comic stories?
That's us. Rob and I never touch on or talk about the comic industry, almost never.
Yeah, unless there's
the
like
last time, I don't even remember the last time we did it on this channel. I think lots of people do that. You just, whatever you do on your channel, make it something that you're actually interested in and you want to talk about. If you go chasing things that you're not actually interested in, you're just gonna give up. Even if even if you're successful, you do it for 3 months and then you'll just have enough and quit. So it'll be harder. It's always harder. It's hard to convince people to care about what you're doing. I mean, that's the struggle. But I think in the long term, if you can manage to get a number of people interested in whatever you're making, that's the friggin' gold mine. That's the golden ticket. And it doesn't need to be a massive number. Rob and I are doing fairly well off somewhere between 500 and 1,000 people who are, following what we're doing. Camels, you got like 800 backers, didn't you, Camel? Something like that.
780, I think, exactly.
Yeah. I think if you want to, eventually go full time, it's got to be probably around like 3,000 or 4,000. But that all depends on what you're making. Some people might get away
3,000
with
or
less,
4,000 what purchases?
People who are interested and following what you're are willing to buy, willing to actually spend money on what you're creating. I think if you had that,
like on
wherever.
YouTube or on
wherever
Twitter. Oh, where?
No, I mean you're an audience of people who are actually buying. I'm not talking about sub count or
okay.
Necessarily even back account on a campaign, because not everyone is going to back a campaign.
Sure.
That
you know what no one does, which is kind of surprising because it seems to be the thing that grows your channel the quickest out of everything I've ever seen. But like reaction videos to things like, I don't know, rap and movies and all that stuff. Like you see people reacting to it all the time. Clips.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Jim Cox brings this up all the time. The algorithm doesn't back comics. Lombasi mentioned it earlier. He did one video and got 6,000 subs, and there's others who have done the same. But okay, he's got 6,000 subs. If he wants to crowdfund his comic, are all those 6,000 subs going to be interested? Are they going to care? Are they going to come out and support him? That remains to be seen. And that's why I said like engagement is the thing. That's what you actually want to try and get. And it's about the kinds of followers or fans or whatever you want to, wherever they are, followers on Twitter, subs on YouTube, backers on Indiegogo or whatever you're using. That's what you're really looking to build. So if you're out there doing reaction videos to rap videos, how many of them are going to come back your book when the time comes? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the issue that I've been kind of like playing with. It's like, so yeah, if I did do a video and it went big and got viral and I got 100, I don't know, let's say 1,000 more subs, but it's like, I don't know, like even like this Justin Bieber thing. There's no guarantee, or probably a very small percentage of a chance that those people are going to be interested in the comic book I'm making.
Yeah, exactly. But they might stick. They might, because they got captured by the algorithm. Now they come in and check out Camel Knights. And that's
right. Well, every episode says, when Camel Knights is on. So if people wanted to watch it.
Mike, you got some super chats there. There's also 52 people in here, so someone must have just finished streaming.
Yeah,
welcome to everyone that's popped in.
John just ended. Hail the Malin Militia. Thank you all for joining us. Tank Ferret Presents says, hang on, $2. Hail you magnificent bastards. Thank you so much, Tank Ferret. And
you got another one too.
Tarks 45. How Comics Gate. So thankful for every creator in Comics Gate. Been a comics lover since the 70s. Big shout out to Luke Stone and Eric Hutfels. Thank you much, Tarks. Tarks is becoming a real active person in the chats lately. It's great to see. Skip says Micah went viral over a Gamergate rant, but those subs aren't viewers or backers. You're very correct. What were you highlighting? Sorry, Rob.
Mortal V says the only thing Rob went viral with was his toilet.
Damn. Yeah, no, I mean, on top of me enjoying it, so I genuinely enjoy chatting with people about their books, helping them launch, helping them promote. I enjoy chatting with Rob about the ins and outs of crowdfunding. I'm not interested in what's going on in the latest Spider-Man comic or Batman or anything like that. Just not interested at all. So we don't talk about that. But, you know, it's an added bonus that I enjoy that stuff because that is cultivating, I think, the audience that I want, which is people who are interested in guys like us making new content. And, you know, they'll come out and support you when the time comes, and they'll support whoever you bring on if they like what they see.
Lethal Davis says it was a close call. Malin passed out, and this crazy guy he invited to the stream was threatened to take his clothes off.
Oh yeah, who was that guy? I dropped in for a couple of minutes, and he was telling everyone he was going to fight them. He was a bare knuckle boxing champion, which, as we know from Snatch, means is as hard as a coffin nail. But yeah, it was a bit intense. I dipped out.
Crackhead says that guy sucked.
Blunt.
Usually on the internet, if you're coming in telling everyone how much of a badass you are at fighting, it doesn't come off that well, even if you are, you know.
That's true for anything, though. Like, you see these guys who get on streams and they tell you about all the ladies they've hooked up with. I'm like, shut up. Why would you say that? No one cares.
I was going to leave that one. Ryan Johnson says he was an angry little leprechaun. Lethal Davis says, no joke, he could have gotten John's channel taken down. Oh my God. Trevor says that
maybe
dude
that
was
he was
nuts.
trying to.
How could he have gotten his channel
He
taken
almost
down?
cried. Splatgut says the only thing dripping with that guy is his tears right about now. Someone's going to have to explain what happened because we don't have enough information. Bootleg Godzilla says he was Liam Jr. He was very good at sex and has a lot of money and is a good fighter. Just some autistic British guy. We'll let Chokeout take him for a boat ride. Oh my God. He wanted to show his dong to Mandy.
Oh. On air?
I don't
Awesome.
know. He was an insufferable clown. Shane says, send me a link. Get Shane in there to explain. He cried because of his alleged autism.
All right, I'll get the link to Shane.
How did he get on?
Oh, Malin must have let him on. Where the hell's my link? Oh, there it is. Invite the...
He was awful. Also, high Bancroft. Even
What?
PTP bowed on that stream. That J dude was awful. Wow.
Must see TV.
Clearly.
We should screen snipe it. Watch that.
Stephen Rockwood says, how did he get on? Malin was drunk. There's Shane.
Hey, let me make sure I don't have you.
Hello there.
No. John's probably taking it down.
Oh.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, everybody kept leaving. The chat was screaming to get the guy off. Nobody could understand him. He wanted to let everybody know like he's making $2 million off of OnlyFans off his dick. Yeah. And then how he is a champion fighter. He's 170 pounds, but then when he got up with his shirt on, he had like a beer belly. What else? I'm trying to. Dude, it's a nightmare. Because, like,
How did he get on there? Like,
and then he broke out. I mean, he went to tears because of his wife's leaving him because he's autistic. I guess this is just things that's in the stream. I don't know. I mean, I was in and out. I don't really care. I'm sure all of this is true. But what was weird is he kept there at the end. He was going to go to the bathroom. Nobody can do anything. John's gone. And he's wanting to show, he's baiting the girls to want to beg to see his dick because he makes a $2 million off of it on OnlyFans.
Wow.
So at this point, I don't know what to do because I can't do anything. You know, it's not my stream, but here's a guy talking about polishing his dick and showing it to girls. I think he's gonna DM it, but I don't know if John's stream. It's like I'm like, God, because I know I've been in bad spots before where John's like, Shane, I'm telling you not to bubble, but John's not there. I can't say anything. I can't. Nobody has control. It's like, everything's fine. Nothing whipped out. Nothing bad happened on stream. Thank God. And that's my stance on it. Thank God nothing bad happened on stream.
What? Why didn't John kick him?
I think John stepped away for a while, and then he went in hard on the girls. A little bit. I mean, I think it was all shit talking, but
I saw Mandy on there. Who was the other girl?
I think Sheila. I was in and out. Like I've been working this whole time, so I don't really know. But I think it was all joking. But people had been drinking, and and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go take a picture." I'm like, I think he meant he was gonna send it on social media, but like I was like, "Fuck, don't pull that up on the stream," I think it's all fine though. Nothing bad happened, thank God. John came back and ended the stream, so that's it.
Okay.
There was no craziness, thank God. That's it.
Sounds like a little bit of craziness.
Yeah, a little bit, not too much though.
And was he just in the chat and Mel invited him on? Is that how?
I think they know each other from way back when, but it's all good though. Everything's fine. I mean, nothing bad happened. Thank God.
Good.
That's it. Everything's fine.
How's Inglorious Rex going, dude?
I got about 1/3 of it done, but I also added pages, so it's going.
How long is it looking now?
Like
in
something
terms
like
of page
close
count?
to 60. But I added pages because I realized I was supposed to add pages if we hit our next stretch goal. So I went ahead and added pages so I don't have to cobble together new pages like right there at the finish line when I pull the campaign down. I don't think I'll hit
Shane
that. What?
Sorry, Shane. Sorry to talk over you.
Go ahead.
That's the guy who goes up into all these streams saying he invented CG. He's the guy in the chat who, like, anytime there's a big conversation about Comicsgate, he comes in the chat claiming he's the one who started it.
Mm-hmm.
I know this guy. He's called Fairchild or something like that. Am I wrong, chat? I think that's the guy. I don't think he's terribly popular. He goes into like crackheads chat and stuff. If that is the guy,
it might be
Cloud or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was my first time meeting him, so I don't really know.
Jamie Max says Faircloud or something. That's him. He was nuts. Jay Fairclough. Not Jay. That's not the guy that says he makes like millions of dollars fighting. That guy.
Yeah, but also with his dick too on OnlyFans.
Right,
Two things.
Okay.
2-time millionaire.
Oh, you got something to show. Sweet.
Yeah, hang on. This is supposed to be the mediocre art show. That's okay. We'll allow this one.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm cleaning up Yancey's things.
Do you have to do that every time?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, just some things don't erase. You have to go in there and clean it up and put in a template. That way, all my lettering lines up with my coloring and all that. So,
who have you got on colors for this one?
A couple of people. This cow is pretty. Did you see the cow?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cow. Look at that face. I had to go fix that
eye. Eat that cow.
Yeah, Yanti messed up. She was like, she messed up the cow's expression, so I went in there.
What did you want?
His eyes popping out more. I mean, he's getting ready to go down this thing's throat, right? Like, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to be calm.
I like this face. He's like,
Shane.
Oh, that's so sad.
That is sad.
That's
just
heartbreaking.
destroyed your chances of selling this book in India. You realize?
Yeah, I know.
done.
Well, it happens off panel. You don't really know. Maybe he did
even
eat
though
the
if they
cow.
know it happens, they'll be like,
It
there'll be
happens
protests
between the
and stuff.
guys. There goes my Indian cells, right?
Maybe you can redraw it with a different animal for India.
No, it's good. Yeah. In India, it's a pig or something.
Yeah.
But then you
Or a
miss out
horse.
with the Muslims. So
Mhm.
you're in a no-win
With Tiki,
situation here.
yeah, you're gonna
Could
lose
you
some
imagine?
cells somewhere,
That'd be
right?
hilarious.
Yeah,
You just had to redraw it for every country around the world.
every country. Did I ever tell you guys the story of how Marvel thought they were gonna make a shit ton of money in India?
No.
All right. So I was working at Marvel and I was doing like some small Spider-Man stuff for kids. And the editor I had was also doing this Indian Spider-Man comic. You can Google an image of it. He's got like baggy pants on, like MC Hammer pants, jumping around. Like looks like Spider-Man, but with MC
Like
Hammer
Aladdin?
pants on. Yeah, it looks like, it's like Spider-Man, but he decided he still needed baggy pants. It's a real thing. I'll Google an image. Nobody's gonna believe me now. So they were like, yeah, we think this will do all right. We even hired Indians to work on it. I'm like, huh? And they're like, well, there's a lot of people in India. I'm like, I didn't know they like comics in India. And he's like, well, there's a lot of people in India. If we can get X amount of them percentage-wise, we'll make a lot of money. And that was it. It was like
Steiner maths.
Yeah, and they were like, well, we're going to take the mythos of Spider-Man and make the Green Goblin more like an Indian bad guy god thing. And I'm like,
The Brahmin Goblin.
and all of this just to make some money off of poor people in India. It was like, Jesus, Indian Spider-Man. I mean, Marvel never does anything with this either anymore.
Reminds me of what happened when they went to go sell pencils in China. You know, Nixon opened up the trade, and then eventually America lost their manufacturing industry.
This is funny in hindsight because it's like, why would he wear a Spider-Man suit but then make sure to have the pants? Like, it makes no sense. Here, share my screen. Like, this doesn't make any sense, like, looking back at it.
It
Oh my
seems,
God.
yeah, like
It is Aladdin.
What's with the shoes?
I don't know.
It's Aladdin. It's Aladdin Spider-Man.
This was, I mean, I'm not even making this up. This was a real thing. And the editor was like, yeah, well, you know, if we can just get a small percentage of Indians to, I mean, he literally says they're so overpopulated that if we can just get the smallest percentage of them to buy comics, we'll be rich.
Was it his idea, Shane?
No, it was a company's idea. He was just the editor.
Oh.
They never do anything with this anymore. It's funny. I mean, that's when I knew, like, it's like corporate greed, right? Like, what, you know?
So what happened with it? Like, did it fail spectacularly, or?
No, it printed. It didn't sell in America, and it didn't sell in India because they barely have money for food. So, I mean, this is how they were like, let's make the Green Goblin like.
We're gonna hit those slums hard, and
yeah.
There you go, Spider-Man India.
I was in Thailand, and I was in a shopping mall, and I walked past a KFC, and they had a really big statue of the Colonel standing there out the front, except he had Asian eyes painted on. And I was like, Jesus. I mean, he was exactly the same. He was like a white Southerner, but he had Asian eyes.
Well, no, I mean, you know, that's all you got to do, right? It's just paint another culture on the character and resell it, and you get a new version of the character. They had some Spider-Verse thing where they even had the Japanese. It was a comic event, and they even had the Japanese TV show one with the robot that he would pilot. That crazy Japanese TV show. They even put it in the comic, and they put this guy back in the comic. So Marvel hangs on to this. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but they do hang on to it.
He'll appear in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, here he is. Here he is. This is the image where they put his ass back. See right here, like they all come together and he's still around. They just hide him in the background so they renew the copyright or trademark.
That's crazy.
This is what we need to do. We need to have a British version, a pig version, every version we can. We just got to lock it all down. I hate this one here. This is Spider-Man Noir. It's where he's like, he was in the Spider-Verse movie.
He was in the Spider-Verse. I didn't know. The only one of those I knew, I think, was the pig one. I remember the pig one.
Spider-Ham. Yeah.
Yeah, the 70s or the 80s or whenever that was.
See, these are the ones people care about, and I don't see the Indian one here. Yeah, there you go.
What's Italian Spider-Man?
He eats spaghetti.
My son loves Spidey. He watches the TV show Spidey, and it's got Spider-Man. They're all kids. They're young kids, and they only fight the Green Goblin and Rhino and Doc. It's Doc Ock, Rhino, and they call him Gobby, which is not a great name for here in Australia. Rob, is it?
Well,
I don't know if it means the same thing in America.
That's great.
No,
if you
it
receive
doesn't
one.
mean anything here.
Okay, yeah. Well, no, this is a kids show, Rob. Yeah. So there's Spidey, Ghost Spider, and Spin. And Spin is Miles Morales. They call him Spin. I don't know why.
Because of breakdancing in this country, like, you know, they do it on the streets of New York. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Linkovich. That's what a gobby is.
Is that what you guys call it?
Well, I mean, it's a bit crass. You know, you wouldn't go to your girlfriend, hey, how about a gobby? I know Rob might.
Well, no, let's clarify that.
He comes from that part of Melbourne.
If you're a full-on bogan, you would say gobby for sure.
How about a gobby?
Yeah.
How about a gobby in the outback?
Yeah, that exactly. It's not. It's not very classy, Shane.
We have a candy in America. We have a candy in America called Gobstopper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have that here. We have Gobstoppers.
So like if the girl goes, what? And she goes to smack you, like, no, and you pull out some Gobstoppers as a save. Like, I'm just talking about a candy. Do you want a gobby?
Well, if you've already got your zip undone and it's half being pulled out, then it's very hard to switch
to walk it back
and reach for those.
That's the thing. People don't think about it. Like, how do I walk this back if I end up in a peculiar situation?
Well, you just keep Gobstoppers in your underpants.
That's what I'm saying.
If she does go, what? You just pull them out.
You're like,
it's a funny joke.
Yeah.
Everyone laughs.
Yeah. But I used to have this friend. He had he would have me go up to a bar and go up to a chick and be like, I'll give you, $10 if you'll walk up to my friend and ask him to see his cock. And this is at a bar. And I'm like, it'll be funny. Just here's $10 or I'll buy you a drink. Just go up to my friend and ask to see his cock out loud in front of everybody. And it all the time would work because I make it like it's an embarrassing situation. Like, you just totally, his friends were all here, you're going to embarrass him. And every girl would do it. I don't think one girl ever said no. And so the girl goes up and she's like, oh, I want to see your cock. And she says it really loud, right? Because it's the embarrass a man. So a woman really will step up to bat if a man's to be embarrassed in public. It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he'd roll up his sleeve and there was a rooster tattooed on his forearm. And he had this tattoo and this mechanism, and he got a lot of girls. Like, you would think, like, making a girl laugh on that situation.
Yeah, that's a good little icebreaker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Clever.
Totally worth getting a tattoo
of a chicken on your arm.
It's dedication, man. That's pretty impressive.
Well, yeah. I mean, but the return on that embarrassing tattoo, that's what you got to look at, right? Not the embarrassing tattoo, because you can always wear sleeves, right? I mean,
people
can't always get laid.
People have way worse things tattooed on them than a rooster.
Oh yeah,
right.
You got a super chat here, Bancroft.
Like Cox.
Last Crusader for 2. Shane, what do you think about Bancroft's drawing? And here we go. Is that
It's
part
beautiful.
of the night already? Last time Ethan came on and gave me a blasting.
Why? I think he's mean. Maybe he felt threatened.
Oof.
No, I neglected to tell. He was like, "Why is it so?" I was showing him a well, and he's like, "Why is it all white over here?" And I should have just said, because I haven't rendered that part yet, Ethan. I'm still working on that, but instead I got flustered.
Is this a panel? Yeah. Is this a panel?
Yeah, I'm still working in panels because I'm still transitioning from Webtoon to Thingo, so it's a bit of a hassle to get it all on a page and everything. So this is just the way I'm working at the moment. But yeah, it's a aerial view, obviously, of a training session. And don't look at. I know you because you do this stuff, so you don't look at any of that. All right.
That's fine.
Don't look at any of the movements. It's going to be quite small. You can see. It's not. It's not.
Why did you pick overhead shots for this?
Because it's zooming in down a building. So it's sort of the first one is a street shot. The second one is over the top of the building. The next one is in the building, and this is going down, and then it goes underneath the building, and then the next scene is in that underground.
You know that one figure up there where he's blocking that kick with his forearm. Like I know, like what martial arts style is this? Like kung fu? Like why is he? No, I'm saying why is he blocking with his forearms?
I don't know, Shane.
No, there's a reason because people do that, and I know it's karate. I think they block with their forearms.
I just went looking for random martial arts, positions. So
it looks believable, but it also looks like that guy's arms might get broken. It's believable because the guy kicking has his toe turned out. That way he can rotate his hip over. That's believable.
So you're getting
I'm serious. I'm serious.
I thought good, but I really don't know any. Like I know,
you knew enough to have his arm swing back. Yeah, it is enough for his arm to swing back to rotate his hip. Also, like you knew what you were doing there, Mike. You're fishing for compliments.
All right, moving on.
He's like casting lines out here. Yeah. Humble. What they call it? Humble bragging.
We watched. Well, that went much better than when Ethan came on here. But we watched John Wick the other day. Mel and I were just like, let's watch a movie that we don't have to think about, something that we like, that we've seen 10 times, and we settled on John Wick.
Think about that movie, don't you?
A little bit. Think about anything.
I'm surprised it wasn't the Princess Diaries.
Yeah,
that would be more with Victoria.
Me and Yanti haven't watched a movie in forever together.
Yeah, we didn't.
You know what's interesting about that? I haven't gotten laid in forever either. I wonder.
Shane, I don't know what you want me to say. I was going to say before we had Victoria, our first kid, every week we're at the movies or at a gig, a concert, or just like a smaller gig with 100 people or whatever.
I was wondering where you're taking this.
And after the kid, I mean, it's like what TV shows on, and then you don't watch. We didn't watch a new movie for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and then by the time we get around to it, it's all gonna be kid movies. I know it. Like, yeah. So it's like, you know what I've been watching? Dude, this show, I keep telling everybody this show is awesome. The only person that believes me is Captain Chokeout. But there's this show. It started off as a BBC show called Top Boy, and then it got picked up by Netflix. And it's really hard to find season 1. Like you have to now go find it on like Vino or Vimo or whatever that knockoff YouTube thing is. But season 2 of Top Boy Summer House is up, and now it's Top Boy just something else by Netflix. Like they had to start it over again, but it's really 4 seasons, but it looks like 2. That show's really good, and I finished it. I mean, we don't share the same interests, so I end up just watching stuff on my own. Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty lucky with Mel in that sense. Like TV shows, we like the same stuff, but she also likes stuff that I can't stand, like the Great British Bake Off and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yanti likes Supernatural. Like, I couldn't watch cooking shows due to not gain weight. Like, I don't understand like how people do that. Like, they watch them and they like.
It's all shit I wouldn't eat anyway.
It's all what?
It's all shit I wouldn't eat.
Food.
Yeah, but you're gonna get hungry just watching it, right? I mean, like that. It doesn't matter if you wouldn't eat it or not. You're watching people mess with food, and it come out. You're like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat some potato chips. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna eat what you're watching, but it's got to make you hungry, right?
So what's Top Boy about?
Really?
It's a drug show. It's kind of like a drama about these guys like dealing drugs on the street. But what's interesting about it is it's all in England and their housing development type situation. So it's kind of like the projects, but it's kind of like a community government flats that are built. So it kind of has a different I don't know, not just setting, but anatomy to dealing drugs and you know, like how small the community is and living on top of one another. Plus the UK, they don't have guns a lot like you guys. So whenever they want to go do a hit on somebody, they actually have to go to somebody that can sell them illegal firearms. Like it's really weird. So they can't just act in violence. Like they can't just do a drive-by or something. They have to go through all these moves just to get like a crappy handgun. And then that's like the ultimate power, you know, because nobody has a gun, like not even the cops. So it's just funny, like, you know, it's not funny, but it's like it's got an interesting dynamic to it that we usually don't have here.
That's where Rob lived when he was in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Housing flats. Yeah, projects.
When we were deciding whether I was moving to Singapore or she was moving here, that was the one reason I was like, I'm just staying in America, was the flats. Because they have government flats, but people are like millionaires and living in these government flats. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that.
Singapore is crazy expensive.
Yeah, and they have the most millionaires too of any country, but everything costs something. Like my father-in-law's house is worth like almost $4 million, and my house is nicer. It's the land. It's the land. There's no new land. So, well, it's the no new land, and it's very small, and they're living on top of each other. But the government can take the land back. I knew a guy who spent. It was like a golf course, and the government took it back after he spent like something like 20 million renovating it. And then the government's like, after he spent the money and contracts and all this, they're like, yeah, we're taking the land back. You know, he lost money. It was sad, but it was just kind of like the government can just do it because, like, you know, if the government wants to build more flats, they're able to recoup anything. Like, so even if you owned a house, you really don't own a house. You own it for 99 years. After 99 years, the government can take it.
Jamie Max says, do people live in houses in Australia? What else would we live in?
Mud huts.
I sent a Waking Dream, which is available via eBay right now if anyone wants to go back and buy it. I sent one out to a guy out in a famous town in Western Australia where they do live in underground caves.
I heard about this.
It's so hot out there.
Yeah. Somebody told me this and I thought it was bullshit.
No, they're real.
Are they nice caves?
Yeah, I can Google it. You know what I mean?
There's some parts in America, I think it's like Atlanta or something, where they're always like, hey, we have an underground city. And I'm like, what? I've never went. Like I always call bullshit. It's like there's mole people up under there. I just think they send all the ugly people down here to live. Like not ugly, but you know, like they got like leopards. The leopards, they got to go somewhere, right?
The lepers.
Yeah. They
You
can't
said
just walk
leopards.
around. Yeah,
Yeah.
the leopardsy, you know, the leopards.
Guys, I gotta get going. I'm exhausted.
See you,
You're
Camel.
fading. See you, Camel.
Yeah, I'm
See
tired.
ya.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an narc. Gonna do it. Good night, everybody.
Narc.
Good night, chat. Love you. Bye bye.
See you, mate.
You guys don't have leopards in Australia?
We have dingoes.
No, leopards. It's leopardsy. It's like flesh rotting off people.
Leprosy.
Oh, lepers. Lepers.
Yeah.
There's no hard R.
No.
It's yeah. So here you go. This is a cave you could live in.
Just keep
Underground.
insulting his accent.
This is like some
Look at the
Red Flintstone
Flintstones, isn't
shit.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because it's like 55 degrees outside, which is I think about 120. I think
Nah, it's more than that.
more than that.
Let me look it up.
It's effing hot. It is crazy. So they live underground, and I don't even think they need air conditioning. It's just kind of a
Maybe you
nice.
said leopard sea. Yeah, I know leopard sea, but if you're gonna call a person a leopard, you're not gonna point at somebody with their flesh falling off and say you're a leopard sea. You're gonna say you're a leopard.
What?
It's late for Shane. He's been up drawing all day. Don't know what's going on.
It's 100.
Would you live here, Shane?
No,
Would you
no.
live
Look at the one with the
130.
view. No, go down. See the one with the view and the volcano. No. To the left. Go to the left. To the left. Down. No, there.
This thing.
Love cabins. Yeah, that. If that's got a nice volcano view, like you could see a brontosaurus head walking by.
That looks, I don't know. That looks fake to me.
No.
That looks like they built that. That doesn't look like a real cave. It looks like some sort of fantasy. Maybe it is.
Leopard
Ellie says-
seeds. That's the problem. We don't want them to reproduce. We don't need them to reproduce. That's the problem.
You grow up, you plant it in the ground,
Dude,
and
I
you
could
grow
totally
a leopard.
I could totally see you can't grow leopards. They have to be cursed by God. What's wrong with you people? Like I could totally see a brontosaurus walking by in that photo.
We do have crocodiles. We have cassowaries. They're very.
I
they're
saw a
dinosaurs.
cassowary. Dude, there's videos of those things. Those things will kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
that-
videos of them tearing up rakes and dude like messing with because they sit and they hunch down and they hide in like the foliage, right? And then like they just jump out and claw you. The thing's pretty big.
Yeah, the you go to these cassowary. You go to these zoos where everything is just behind a wooden fence. You know, it's Australian fauna is not very dangerous. They're just behind a wooden fence, and it's not a big issue. But the cassowary is behind 3 layers of heavy metal fencing, and you can't get close to it. Yeah, look at the size of that.
Yeah. The talons on it, yeah. Like you're just effed.
I mean, it doesn't look like it would intentionally hurt you, but that's exactly what it does.
New York Times, a giant bird killed its owner.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I mean, look up a video. Just type cassowary attack and do video. Like these things are like.
Do that.
All right.
Is
well,
it
don't.
gonna get? Is it gonna get?
No,
it
no.
struck?
Well, no, don't do that. Then there's one tearing apart a rake. I don't know. Like these things are a lot taller. Have you ever seen one in the zoo, like close?
No.
Yeah.
I've only
Yeah,
seen
being
one
right up
sitting
close to the
down,
first one.
and it like sitting down. This
Look at this
thing, it's not even standing
mad
up.
lad.
That those are not adults though. Look at the fins.
You
on
know,
their heads.
look, they have little things. They don't have the big.
That no, I saw a big
Those
one with a
guys.
fin like that sitting down, and that thing was like basically coming up to like my shoulder. Then they stand
It's
up.
the second. It's the second heaviest bird in the world.
What's
The
the
ostrich
first
is
heaviest
heavier.
bird? Oh, okay.
Ostrich. Ostriches are massive. Ostriches are about twice the size of an
No,
emu.
right there. Look at that car in the background and look how big that thing is. I mean, I can kind of tell the scale there, but that thing's probably without its neck stretched up, it's about the height of that car, and it's not even standing upright. That's
you know what?
it.
You know what animals freak me out? Monkeys. I don't know how people are cool with monkeys. I'm scared of monkeys. I don't like them at all.
Yanzi has a fear of monkeys too. She won't explain it to me. I don't know.
I had a monkey jump on me at a Thailand castle.
F that. I'd be throwing that thing off me.
Yeah,
You know, Ethan posted. Bring that up. There was like a news article about monkeys raping people. A baboon, he was raping villagers. And I said in the chat, I was like, we're fighting back finally. And people were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look, some man raped a monkey and got AIDS. And now we're letting monkeys rape us and we're going to give them AIDS.
Oh my God.
It's like you got to fight fire with fire. AIDS too would only affect
Is that how
monkeys.
AIDS really happened?
That's what they tell us in America as kids.
I think we had that too.
Yeah, they don't want us to ever think about having sex with monkeys. That's why. I think it's just a scare tactic. I don't think it happened.
Who wins between a gorilla and a grizzly?
Oh, a grizzly. We've talked about this plenty of times. A grizzly, 10 times every time.
Your only chance with the grizzly is you climb a tree.
The only chance with a gorilla winning is if it somehow has a shotgun and manages to fire one off at it. Like that's
I don't know if that would stop the gorilla though. Like you'd have to you'd have to shotgun its face.
Alice says, are you afraid of apes or just monkeys? Like, I think monkeys go undetected. Like people are like, oh, it's just a cute monkey. It's gonna steal my handbag or whatever.
Until it's raping you. You see, that's what they do.
Or ripping your face off. I think that's like a genuine concern.
Oh, a chimp. I mean, a chimpanzee is like that's dangerous.
Well, that's the whole
monkey.
There was that lady that had her face ripped off by a chimpanzee. Yeah. And she was feeding him antidepressants so she could sleep in bed with him. I mean, there's a point, and I skipped a very
He was drugging him, and he got revenge.
Well, sort of. I mean, I guess you could call it. I don't know if it was the owner or the owner's friend that got mauled, but I mean, you can look up the person that got mauled.
The owner's friend, I think. The friend came over. And we don't need to look it up.
No, Rob, you can do that if you want. There's a 911 call and everything. I mean, you can hear it. But anyways, the point is like the chimpanzees we see on TV playing around with a clown and stuff, or kids, those are the adolescents, and they grow out of that. And at that point, they have to go to these refuges or a zoo or something where they can't be around people. Like the ones is a very big misconception. The ones that we see in entertainment, we're like, hey, that's what they are. It's like, no, that's what they're like when they're like 10 years old or something, when they're like a kid. Like that's not what they grow into. It's very weird, like how we ended up. I don't think an adult male or even an adult female, I think they're both dangerous as F. Like they don't mess with those in movies and shit. Like, it's very weird. Like, I don't think we actually see adult chimpanzees in anything.
Well, they're computer generated now. Planet of the Apes. But you're right. Yeah, you don't see any actual chimpanzees that look like that.
Well, I think they roll around at like 200 plus pounds or something. Like, I think they're like.
And if you see them when they lose their hair, it's just all muscle.
Yeah, I don't know how apes do that, man. Like, how do they have? I mean, they're so muscly, and it's like they're not going to the gym. What's up? What's up with that?
It's genetics. They evolved a different thing. No, it's like, it's pure genetics. That's what they're evolved for. They don't have to do anything. I think they're 4 times our strength by size. They have that much more muscle packed into the same space.
The muscle mass, per inch, yeah.
People are commenting about, are we talking about chimps, apes? They're not monkeys. I mean,
monkeys are different, yeah.
That whole thing, none of it. I don't want any of those.
I don't know how people started dividing these things up. What's a monkey and what's an ape? I mean, is that like, oh, they're closer to humans, so categorize them as apes?
I think the scientific thing is that they're all monkeys, just like fish.
Right.
But what we colloquially call a monkey is more the smaller thing with the tail and all that sort of stuff. But apes are apes. And I think apes also are monkeys, but that's only scientifically. I think that's how it is. But, apes include all the primates, obviously. And, no, aren't they all primates? No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're all primates. There's no apes that are
Jason says, no, I got it wrong. No, they're all primates. There you go.
Yeah, they are.
Speaking out my butt.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I know what you were going to do. You were going to try to make an Australian monkey and have like what do you call the thing with the pouch? Like, what do you call those? The platypus, the kangaroo.
Well, we start with a tail.
No, what do you call those animals? No. What do you call those animals? That category of animal? Man, I'm blanking on it.
A marsupial?
Marsupial. Yeah, you just try to make a marsupial monkey because you're Australian. You got to be different. You were trying to wait. Isn't like the koala a marsupial? But wait, that's not a monkey. That's something else. That's not even a bear. You guys call it a koala bear.
No, we don't call it a bear. You call it a bear.
What do you?
It's a koala. It's just a koala.
Who called it a bear? That thing's not part of the bear.
Americans, I think.
So,
because it looks like a teddy bear. That's why it's called a koala bear, because it looks like a teddy bear.
No, that's what I'm saying. Michael was trying to make a marsupial into an ape.
Yeah, and there's monotremes. We have really weird animals. There's monotremes. Do you know what a monotreme is, Rob? Do you remember that from school?
No.
A monotreme is a mammal that lays eggs.
Doesn't the platypus lay eggs?
The platypus and the echidna both lay eggs.
But the platypus isn't a mammal. It doesn't produce
the platypus is a mammal.
No, it's not. It's a marsupial.
A marsupial is a mammal.
Yeah, but no, to be a mammal, wait, hang on. To be a mammal, you have to be warm-blooded and produce milk.
Milk producing.
Right.
In a vertebrate with, I think, 4. Oh no, you don't need legs because a whale is a mammal.
A whale doesn't have legs. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. It's not. It's warm-blooded and milk. That's it. The genitalia doesn't even have to be on the outside. Hence the whale. You just have or dolphin. A dolphin is a mammal. Why do I know this? This is great.
In the chat going.
Can you produce milk, Shane? Says Jamie Max.
Yeah, a different. No, that's coom. That's not milk. That's different.
Oh my god! Everybody's upset. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
marsupials has it right. Pouch.
Yeah, marsupials. What's the category? It's not just a pouch. They actually like prematurely have their babies and then they go into the pouch, right?
They climb up.
We have, I think, the only marsupial we have in America.
It's a possum.
A possum. Yeah.
Your possums are so freaky looking.
Yeah,
we have cute possums.
Yeah, your one looks look like they're from hell.
So if you look them up, though, those things have been like they've survived like evolution, like all the like they go back to like almost prehistoric era. Like they've like they're the longest like crawling like thing on land, I think. Because I found a possum, I hit it with my car and it didn't die. And I was like, I can't just let it
run
bleed
over
here in the road. I thought about it, and then I saw him look up. It's really messed up, and all this blood
Aw.
was shooting out of his eyes, and I was like,
Oh my god.
and I was just
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember you had to get your car.
Traffic.
You had to get your car. Like you had to go to a panel beater or something. Because
yeah, and I was like, I know, and I was like, he's such a badass. Look at him, just bleeding from his head all over. He can't even see me, and I'm just going back over him, which should have been what I did. But I was like, let me just take this thing home. Maybe his eyes will quit bleeding and he'll be all right.
prolong its suffering.
God.
No, that's what I ended up doing. I should have just, because in the end, 2 days later, he had flies crawling on him, and he was laying there he still couldn't look at me, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to take him out and back over him. I should have just done it then. That's
My
horrible.
Jesus,
My mum.
Yeah,
this is some
I
hillbilly shit.
Yeah, no, is it? Well, I mean, I was hopeful. You know, you can't take an animal like that to a vet. They're just gonna laugh. They'll like, you want me to run over it? I mean, I'm in the South. They're just gonna laugh at me and be like, yeah, give me $600 and I'll take it out back and run over it. I'm like, I can do that.
Henry says, Shane, that story is awful. My mum had to kill a kangaroo with a shovel after she hit it with a car.
Yeah.
No, that's a big carcass to deal with.
Yeah.
You guys do eat kangaroo though.
Yeah, but not really. Like,
I had a hard
Not
time
off the
finding
road.
it. I had a hard time finding it when I was in Australia, and everybody looked at me in disgust
When were
I'd
you
walk
here?
in.
When were you here?
20 to 2012, maybe.
you should come back.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
really
Yeah,
improved
no, they
really
should have. You
changed.
should have been able to find kangaroo in 2012.
That's what everybody said. I ended up having to go to a very
but-
rich restaurant to find it, and
No,
that
but
and
disappointing,
the look
wasn't
of
it?
disgust was, why would you eat that?
yeah, I know.
It's not nice, you know.
Yeah. Very gamey.
Yeah.
Mm.
When I got it, it was kind of stewed. Like it wasn't like, I don't know how
It
you
has
guys
to be.
cook it.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Like I've had a steak. Eating a steak of kangaroo is just like taking a normal steak and just
It's like eating a
slow
shoe.
cooking it
It's like eating-
for 50 minutes until there's no red left. It's just this thing like that. There's no taste. I mean, that's my experience with it anyway. It's very tough. It's not a good taste.
Mike, how many
Yeah.
kangaroos do you reckon there are in Australia?
Enough.
Probably 20 million.
Not even close.
What?
50 million.
Jesus. Yeah, there's 25 million people.
Yeah.
So there's we could get rid of half of them and they'd still be plenty. Yeah, they're like a pest at this point. I think the
They are.
Aborigines, what they did is they killed all of the older, we had all these big sort of like slow moving large mammals tens of thousands of years ago. They hunted them to extinction. And so now the kangaroos have no
Predators.
competitors
Oh,
for predators, either predators or competitors for space.
Yeah,
They
it's
literally
crazy.
all a kangaroo does is lie down and scratch its balls and occasionally hop over to the shade to lie down in another's place. That's their whole life.
And punch each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Occasionally fight for the ladies.
Yeah. So I was at the zoo and they were telling me this, but so the dingo isn't even native. It was like brought over. They were telling me like by like whatever the indigenous like it's not native there. Like it was a brought over hunting dog that then populated.
Oh,
Is that
well, if
true?
that happened, it happened
A long time ago.
10,000
Yeah.
years ago. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess that's just like the question, like what does native mean? But the Australian Aborigines are the closest relation to the native South Americans. So wrap your head around that.
Wait, the native
They have the
South
most. They share the most DNA.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
There are 50 million kangaroos in Australia. These are their stories.
Guys, I have dinner on the table, so it's
Mike,
2 hours.
Do you want to? Should we play out what happens when an elephant gets constipated? Video.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it because I didn't like the sound of it. Is it? I mean,
Is it pretty bad?
Well, I mean, it's pretty
is
much
it
what.
very graphic?
Yeah, it's pretty graphic, dude.
I would imagine
what
in
must
America they would
gross?
just send a Mexican up his ass with a snow shovel.
I should find it.
Well,
that
Eric
wrong?
says do it. Henry says yes, please. All right, Rob. Let's go
All right,
out with
hang
a
on.
bang. Let's go out with a. Let's go out with a.
All right, hang on. Just give me a second here. I get it up. I don't think there's sound, but you don't really need the sound to.
Yeah, well, you've been warned, everyone.
My
You've
God.
been warned. You've been warned. Right? You ready?
This
Yeah.
is. It looks like an Indian elephant.
Is it gonna knock that lady down? Oh my God!
That does
Holy
look.
shit!
Oh, that's gushing. I got about to go have dinner, Rob. So thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I hope it's not soup.
Oh,
It does look like a relief for the elephant, though.
oh
If
yeah.
I were doing
Yeah,
that, yeah, a little bit more
it's on a loop.
protection.
It's on a loop.
Okay. I'm just gonna take that down and
Right in his face.
in honor
too.
of Shane. In honor of Shane
Hmm.
joining us tonight, I'll close out with this one. Thank you to everyone who's joined us here tonight. We will see you tomorrow for the video game show on Camel's channel, and then I'll be back the night after for another week of Late Night with Comicsgate. Thank you so much for hanging out, and have a good one. Bye.
Like,
This country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman. That's why you gotta make your own moves.